Hi everyone and welcome to the Liverpool Connection podcast. We're down the pub tonight for a bit of pub chat. We're going to go through a few things, fixture list. Is Gerrard going to Saudi Arabia? And there may be some transfer bollocks. But anyway, I'm Daz. Little Paul McCartney here. Chris and Julian. But yeah, fixtures came out today, early this morning, and first away match against Chelsea. So it's a tough one, but it's nice to see the fixtures. Or is it? I'm not ready for it yet.
I love it. And I tell you, I
you didn't fucking know that about 10 minutes ago.
No, I love it. I do love it. I tell you why I do love it. And see, you know, wanting Everton to go down 3 weeks ago. The first two fixtures I look for, Everton and United, every year. Those are the first two things you kind of look for on the calendar. And but as far as they go, away to Chelsea, nice easy one to begin the season with.
Not Luton like that leaked. I mean, of all things, that picture of the leaked one, where he's got the paper, all the fixtures on the outside. Yeah, brilliant that one. Yeah.
Chelsea away, not ideal. We always seem to be away. The first game of the season, you ideally wanted to be at home. Last season, we were away at Palace.
Well, it's impossible to be at home, though, isn't it?
Fulham? And we didn't put in a good. It was 3-3, wasn't it? And didn't play well, but
it is.
This year is, yeah.
Yeah, but Chelsea, new manager. I'm sure they're not happy either. You know, on the same. I mean, they're going to be happy they're at home, but not happy they're playing us. Difficult game. Who knows how we're going to look? It's early in the summer. We're still waiting for signings to happen. So far, McAllister is in, which is good. Got him early. We still need a lot more. So who knows what our squad is going to look like come that first game of the season. But we need players.
I think it's on paper it's not a good first fixture, but in some ways I prefer to play them now. I prefer to play Chelsea, not the first game of the season, but one of the early games of the season than playing them in November when they may be on a bit of a run and sort of like understanding and stuff like that. So it's not the most ideal start, is it? Prefer to play Burnley at home, something like that. But after that it's Bournemouth, I think, isn't it? Bournemouth at home, and then is it Newcastle as well?
Newcastle away.
It's a bit of a it's a tough start, like, isn't it?
I mean, as it should be. I mean, you've seen over the past couple of years how the Premier League, especially those teams that were the middle teams, how they've got a lot better. Your Brightons, your Aston Villas, etc. It's become a lot tougher. And you look at the fixture list and the gap between maybe not necessarily the top two, but after then between the Man Cities of the world, etc. It's a lot more competitive now. You are seeing teams. Wolves have spent a lot of money. Villa have spent a lot of money. Brighton have done outstanding. Were brilliant last season. So it's a cliche, but no, there's no easy fixtures. And you're right to some respects. You know, get the difficult games out of the way. Chelsea are going to be signing, I'm sure, a number of players. New manager. It's going to take them a while to figure themselves out. Us, on the other hand, I would expect a fairly stable first 11, pretty similar to what we saw towards the end of last season, which will benefit us, maybe with a couple of additions in midfield, but not a mass amount of changes, probably early in the season.
Yeah, agreed. It's just one of those, isn't it? Like, we've got to start off the blocks as quickly as possible. I mean, in this league, if you start slowly, you're out of contention by October. You know, sad to say, but that's the way it is. I mean, City are a juggernaut. They just keep getting better and better. And we've got to start, like, I mean, you think of it now, especially after last season, you're like, a point away to Chelsea will do. You know what I mean? 2 seasons ago, you'd be like, we're going to Chelsea, we're going to go win. Now you're like, I'll take a point. You know, that's how far we've kind of come down.
Chelsea away's always typically been a tough game, hasn't it? Even the year before last. Very nice of you, isn't it?
Our lying person's just showed up.
If you think about it, like we've always struggled with them. Like we never ever seem to beat them. It's always been a tough place to go, hasn't it? So, is there any standout games for you, Mr. Delcross?
Well, the usual. The Christmas fixtures look fucking tough.
Burnley on Boxing Day.
Yeah, what is it? City, Arsenal. I don't know. There's a good run of games there in December. That December looks. The December, those fixtures are going to have a big say in where we finish up in what position we finish up the calendar year in. Anyway, it doesn't look easy. But what was I going to say before we go on to that? That doesn't matter anyway. But yeah.
No, we'll wait.
Yeah. No, the usual fixtures. Look, you're always looking forward to. Well, what I did notice though is I think we play a lot of our rivals like City, United, Chelsea, Arsenal. I think we all play them away or at home. Sorry. To begin with, so that means you kind of later in the season then you're going to have to go to them. And in a league, as Daz was saying, it's small, it's so tight now, and it's tiny margins between winning and losing the league. Those kind of things can go for you or go without you. But at the end of the day, look, it's 36 games. We have to play every team
38
twice.
now, mate.
Well, it's 30. So we only played. Oh yeah, right, 38. Yeah, 38 games, and we have to play each team twice. So everybody's got to do the same thing, so just get as many points.
Seems like we play Wolves on the last game of the season every season for some reason, but I mean, Mo's going to be missing, isn't he, in January for
African
Nations Cup?
Yeah, he'll be
4.
No, 2 in January.
Should be 4.
But remember,
There's
right?
a break, don't there? There's the break in there.
And then there's
that's
the
right,
FA
we
Cup
got the
as well.
break. Yeah.
So we've only really 2 league games in January. So.
And all this
We
stuff,
should
we
be
know
able to
this
match.
stuff can change with TV. Obviously, we got the Europa Cup, etc. So we kind of have a guide to when the fixtures are, but there's no doubt they're going to be changed. But
The Europa League, it's just going to be on a Sunday. Like the games are going to be on Sunday. It's
yeah.
It's that easy, isn't it?
Yeah. So let me ask you this, right? So we're recording this. Transfer window's just open. So far, I've signed 1 player, McAllister. Brilliant, fantastic signing, amazing price. Right? I think everybody was surprised at that deal, and the rumor is there's not add-ons involved. That's the price,
Even
which
if
is
there
a great,
were,
amazing deal for the quality of
but
player.
even if
he
there
is.
was add-ons and it went to 55 million,
Still a great deal.
That's brilliant.
So we got a bargain, fantastic. What else do you think we need? And I'm talking, and then that goes alongside what it would be your expectations. Do you want to? Do you want? Of course, you want to see Liverpool challenge this next year, however likely that is. But if you want us to challenge for the title next year, and you look at the current squad and what we have, what do you think we need that's going to get us to succeed in being a force that are actually going to challenge Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle, whoever?
100% 2 players who can run their arses off, like an engine in midfield. We need 2 midfielders to come in with McAllister.
Yep.
I think we need a centre back, 100%. Right back. I mean, if Gomez stays, I think that's where he'll play most. If Cenk goes forward.
Yeah.
I mean that's a good thing now though, is we do have the option of Cenk moving into midfield, and then Gomez covering at right back or whoever, Connor Bradley. Yeah, I mean we need some fresh faces that can just run their arses off.
Would you say it's? I mean, you would probably. I mean, Fabinho played the last couple of months of last season was much better. Before that, he was to be blunt, he was appalling. Last 2 months, he finally found a bit of form. That position, to me, like with the majority of teams that want to do well, want to challenge, want to win cups, that, if you want to call it the number 6 position, is key. he doesn't really have a challenger at the moment. So you would think, and it looks like by the players that we are linked to, he needs competition. Fabinho, he really needs someone that's going to come in there and
the young lad, Bashetic, he was great when he came in, but you've got to ease him in. He cannot be the backup for Fabinho.
Yeah, I mean, we messed the kid up. I mean, he was brilliant when he came in, and then he got injured, which is no surprise. You throw a young player into the Premier League, into that position, he was always going to get injured, and he is someone that should get games, but not someone that you should rely on. I mean, we need a top, world-class player for that position, in my opinion. Someone that is going to, and is ready as well. I'm not talking potential. I'm talking someone that can rotate with Fabinho.
Yeah, but we all know that's not going to happen. We all know a world class.
Then I ask
DM,
why.
DM
then
is
I'm
not
like, why
come
can't
in?
that happen?
Because FSG aren't going to pay that amount of money. That's the reality. We know that already. Klopp looks for these lumps of coal that he can shine into a diamond. But it's one of those seasons where we've got to start like I said, out the blocks. Yeah. And can we get if Thuram comes in and Kone, are they going to hit the ground running? Is McAllister? He's still got to learn our system as well.
100%. Yeah.
So,
and we were talking about that earlier. If the season started tomorrow, then you'd probably be looking at Fabinho, Henderson, McAllister midfield. Most likely be the one that starts. But yeah, Chris.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I think going back to hitting the ground running, I think the Chelsea game, the one positive for me of being Chelsea away is that you kind of go down there and really fucking set your stall out. Go there, win, put in a real good performance, go win and set yourself up. Set the rest of the season with a good foundation from there. It'll be interesting to see. There's a lot of talk about that Thuram fella. Just reading stuff. He's in that French squad. He's pretty young. That's a pretty stacked French squad. He's called up. So there's nothing about him. I know that he can play that sixth role. He looks like he's a big, powerful unit sort of a fella. So he'd be ideal. So I'm really hopeful that we can hopefully sign him. Kone, I don't know much about him, but Thuram now, I've kind of, since there's been so much speak about him, kind of looked at him, kind of looked a little bit at the stats, and yeah, he seems to be a big, powerful unit that can get up and down that field.
To me, it reminds me a little bit of Yaya Toure. I mean, he's 6 foot 4.
Yeah,
built, So, well, I mean, let's hope he can be like 10% of Yaya.
Yeah.
I've never seen him play, to be fair. I've never seen either of them play. But it's pretty obvious what we're looking for, isn't it? It's two centre mids, people that can get about the pitch, maybe someone who's a bit more defensive minded, and then someone who might want to drive and bring us forward, and then I think the more interesting one is going to be about defenders, about who we're going to bring in, and if there's going to be one that we bring in or there's going to be two of them, because we're going to persist with this formation, which it's looking like we're going to. That whoever's going to come in as fullbacks have got to be players that are really comfortable playing in that wider area, which I think Kanate is. I think Gomez is, if he's at it. Yeah. Not entirely sure if Matip is really, if that sort of his game running into channels and stuff like that. I think it's going to have to be a left centre half. I wouldn't be surprised if Kostas went as well, but I mean, the window's just open today, hasn't it? The fact that we've got one in and it looks like we're pressing. You know what happens to Liverpool? Like literally, switch the telly on tomorrow and we've signed 2 players. It can go that quick, can't it?
Yeah, our 2 players that has not even been spoke about. Remember that year we signed Fabinho? That just happened. It just happened out of the blue. Nobody was talking about it. Just bang, 50 million Fabinho. So we'll see. Yeah, it's early days, but I agree. There's definitely bodies.
One area we
need to come in the door.
Sorry, man. I was going to say one area that we do. I want to try and get off this in a minute, but one area we actually need to think about is the English or the British quota, or whatever it is, the academy quota, or whatever it is, because we've lost obviously Oxlade-Chamberlain, Milner, and then if some of the other younger players are going to go as well, like you need so many players that are going to fill that. So, you know, that's something we're going to have to keep half an eye on as well, especially if like Phillips goes. Yeah, so it's a tough one. But Gerrard, Saudi Arabia, is it going to happen?
Well, just wanted to say.
That's a big change.
Also, we don't know what's going on with Kelleher.
No, I know.
There's different reports where Klopp's like he's not going anywhere unless an amazing bid comes, and then he's going, I need first team football. So that's another position that we
I just know that we can't make the mistakes that we made last summer in the transfer window. It was obvious we needed players. We didn't, for whatever reason that was, and we can't make the same mistake again, right? The number one priority, we have to, winning the league, we'll see, but qualifying for the Champions League is massive, and there is a lot more competition for that those top four positions now than there ever has been, and we can't make them. I mean, we look at the signings last summer. Carvalho didn't work out. Nunez jury's out. Arthur was Arthur, and the only one that looked good was the January, which was Gakpo. He looks like a quality player, but
I'm really looking forward to him.
I mean, Gakpo was, it took a couple of games to be expected. It was magnificent. Did really well, and that's probably going to be the main guy up front, which means, we have the perfect replacement for Firmino, really, but we can't make the same mistakes. We have to buy with a purpose that we are going to qualify for the Champions League and we are going to compete, and we need 3, 4, 5 players to do that, top quality players.
And you got to also think, though, this is Newcastle's first year in the Champions League in a long time. They haven't played, like that for a while. Arsenal, they did Europa. It didn't work very well for them. They got knocked out pretty quick. So those two teams will have midweek games as well. So, it's just tough. But, I think we've started on the right path, getting McAllister in early. Klopp has said he wants this transfer business done before pre-season, and I think we'll get it done. I think we'll see, hopefully in the next week, 2 players come in, and then maybe 1 or 2, towards the end. So
I think that's important, though, right? I think we all agree with that. It's important that whoever we get them in full pre-season. Hit the ground. None of this.
Get that
nonsense.
Singapore friendly.
Yeah, but it's important. Like you can't have lads coming in the middle of August.
Deadline day crap.
Trying to learn a system that's complicated. It's not every player that takes to Klopp's ways real quick. I think it's vital that we get the business done early, get them in, get the pre-season, and move on.
We can't even figure out some of Klopp's tactics. How's the players?
Well, that's the point. That's what you'll have a clue, you'll have an idea, you'll have a sense of what Klopp is trying to do by the signings, by the players that come in, right? But we don't want to talk about this because Glenn looks thoroughly bored.
He's ready.
We could do this for hours.
He's ready.
Glenn wants to talk about Steven Gerrard,
it's
so
not that.
go
It's
for
just
it. It's all you. Go
him
on.
talking about the transfer window last year. Fuck me.
What? It's a big deal.
About it.
Why not?
Because you beat it like a dead horse. Or whatever
Because
that
it's a
saying is.
massive deal, and we
Yeah,
fucked it
but
up
you've gone on
last
about it a
season.
million times.
We fucked it up the
Will
season
Steven
after we
Gerrard
won
go
the
to Saudi
league.
Arabia?
So we'll go on to Gerrard for you, okay?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't care less. I hope he. I hope he does.
That's because you hate him because he
I
went to Rangers.
No. It just doesn't. I don't. It goes. Good for. I hope he does go and gets 300 million for a couple of years, secures his family's future for the next 5 generations.
I think he's already set for the money. I just think it's a very, very bizarre move. For somebody that wants to be at the top of his game, and there's talk of him wanting to be Liverpool manager. Saudi Arabia's not it,
Yeah, but there's 2 separate issues for me. I think you never have enough money is one, and I think 2, 300 million quid.
He went to Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago, so he knows.
Yeah. However much they're going to give him is, I know he's not short of a few quid, but I think that's generational sort of money that you've just secured your family's future for the next fucking 10 generations sort of money.
But do you really think then that Gerrard, if Gerrard goes to Saudi Arabia, there's no way in any world that he'll become the Liverpool manager in the future?
I don't think the way he's going. I don't think there was any world he could do it in anyway. And that's been honest. And I've had this conversation with multiple people over the years. British managers, in general, not just Steven Gerrard, but British managers in general, do not look after their stock well enough, in my opinion. They jump to the first big opportunity that they can get. They don't go to the lower leagues like German managers, Spanish managers. There's obviously exceptions to the rule, but by and large, those type of lads go to the lower leagues. They earn their stripes. They form an identity, a managerial identity, and then they bring it forward. English managers, i.e. Gerrard, Lampard,
Lovely view.
for example, two good examples. They didn't do that. They went from Rangers or Derby to Liverpool and Chelsea. They didn't earn it. They did earn it, but they didn't. In my opinion, they haven't gone through enough fucking hardship to get those big positions. Because, like, at the same time, if you look at Gerrard going to Saudi Arabia, what's he going to do? Where would he go?
Well, you could go to the top end of the Championship and get a job and then build his career back up.
Why hasn't he done that already?
Well,
Talks.
well, I mean, this is the thing though. If he's looking to be a serious football manager, go to the Championship and possibly in 10 years' time become the Liverpool manager and like get his way back up the ladder, like surely you would look to do that. But the fact that he's going to go to Saudi, to me, says, if he's going to go to Saudi, says.
Well, he sets himself up for life, doesn't he? In regards to
he's set up anyway, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, but it helps. But in regards to progressing his managerial career, he wins the league there, he wins the cup. What does it mean, really? You know, is he going to get a top? Is he going to get a Man City? Is he going to get Liverpool? Is he going to get Real Madrid? Is he going to get Barcelona job from winning the title in Saudi Arabia? No, he's going to probably have to go into, a mid to lower tier team after that. So it is a weird. It is an odd move, but
to me it doesn't change it. I mean, I think he's just going there for 2 years, get a shit ton of money, and he'll come back and he'll start again. He'll go, and what he should do, he should go to the Championship like Vincent Kompany, go do something like that.
Yeah.
Tell you
Go
what,
prove
he'll
yourself.
probably end up in the MLS.
Yeah, or that.
Wouldn't be surprised in the next 10 years he's in the MLS.
It's weird though. You've seen it before, because like going off a little bit, like Rooney his stock was really high at Derby, and then he went to the MLS, and you're like, some of these, like you were saying before, some of these managers, I don't know who's advising them. It's absolutely wild, isn't it? His stock was really high. They were talking about him maybe getting the Everton job, and then he goes to the MLS, where like whatever he does in the MLS, no one in England gives a shit. Like, he could finish wherever in the MLS, no one's asked.
Yeah.
So it is a weird. It's a weird.
It changed,
weird thing, like.
And regarding managers, it's a cultural shift, right? And it changed around when the Premier League began. I think Howard Wilkinson was the last English manager to win the Premier League, First Division, etc. And I think with the influx of so many different types of foreign players, it doesn't really suit the English for the different languages.
I
and
don't
that's
agree.
why you'll find you look at the top manager. But the facts are, I mean, look.
No. It's not because of that. It's not because of that.
I think even David Moyes, Scotsman, was the first person to win Scotsman to win a European trophy for
since Ferguson, but
a long time. So it has been difficult. I mean, you look at the amount of English managers that have come and gone. There's been tons of had opportunities, and they've all failed
because they don't go through they don't go. In my opinion,
That's
don't
part of
go
it.
through the apprenticeship. They don't go and earn their fucking stripes. They go.
But what
from
is the apprenticeship?
Derby to Chelsea. It's like, nah, there's steps in between there. You look at some of those, especially German managers. You look at those guys. They go and they earn their fucking stripes. They dog it down there, and they form. And you look at especially the German lads. They come in. They all have an identity. They all have a specific way. Your Brentford guy,
Thomas Frank.
The only guy that's actually probably the only British fella, and he could be the first fella to win something big, is Eddie Howe. He's gone and he's looked after himself. He's done a real good job at Bournemouth. took a bit of time out. He didn't jump at any crazy opportunities. Newcastle came along. People were like, well, he's probably just a stopgap for a bigger name. He came in and done an absolutely wonderful job.
So on that, right, so let's talk about, so Eddie Howe, and he has a big test next season, right? He's going to have a ton of money, Champions League, we're going to see, Eddie Howe has done magnificent, right? Massive test next season. So if you look at someone like Graham Potter, right, did his dues at Brighton, did a fantastic job at Brighton, wants to make that next step up. Where would you go from? It was Chelsea. Obviously, it didn't work out, but where?
But they're mad as anything, aren't they?
It's
the
tough,
wrong club,
right?
isn't
It was the wrong club, but it's a tough. You know, I look at dues for. You know, I look at Mourinho when he was younger. I look at Klopp. I look at Guardiola. They were pretty young when they took big jobs, you know.
Yeah, but
there's always exceptions.
Yeah, but you've also got to say, right, Klopp went from Mainz to Dortmund. And then Dortmund, and he had Buffon from before.
Yeah.
Then didn't he? Even looking at someone like probably the most successful British-Irish manager in the last, say, 20 years, has probably been, well, I mean, there's an argument for more years. I mean, I'm not having that, but Brendan Rodgers has gone. He's failed. He's been fired. Fucking hell. He's been sacked at, you know, Watford and whatnot. You know, he went to Swansea, then he went to us, then he done well, and then so he's sort of done the apprentice, and he's sort of been everywhere, but like
he's going back to Celtic.
He's going back to Celtic.
He's going back to Celtic.
That's crazy, right?
That's probably good for them.
Probably good for him, though.
It's good for him, but it's kind of it's a big chance for Celtic because like it's not like he's the most loyal sort of a fella. Like if a good opportunity comes around,
if Tottenham come in
real quick.
If he likes the secretary
with the big bucks, he's out of there. So it'd be cool to see the fine print in that contract if Celtic have something in there to say here you can't jump ship here because Rodgers, same thing. You know, went through that apprenticeship sort of kind of route, has an identity. You know what a Brendan Rodgers team is going to do? They're going to play fucking football. Because like you look at Villa, going back to Gerrard, I mean, that's a good side. Your man Emery done some job with them. You know, a bit of guide.
He's a good manager, isn't he, Emery? And he's done a magnificent job with Villa.
And he's buying smartly as well. Well, maybe not with Ox, but Tillemans, if that comes to fruition, that's a good free transfer.
Good player. I mean, definitely.
He's still technically a good player. Maybe his legs have gone there. He's still decent. And Villa did really, really well. I mean, they were languishing in what? Like 16th?
Yeah, they
were struggling. They were. But Tielemans played like the classic player that's going to leave on a free transfer in the summer last season, didn't he? And you see that a lot. And he is a good player. You know, maybe not quite that top tier, but for Villa, he could prove to be a fantastic signing for them.
Yeah.
But Villa are an interesting side to what they're going to do next season. They really are.
And they're in Europe as well, so
Yeah.
Right, should we move on? I watched the press conference today. Well, I didn't. I seen like quotes from Bellingham, and it was like seeing like the woman of your dreams basically say how much they loved another fella. Like it was heartbreaking seeing Bellingham today with that Real Madrid top.
It feels
anyone else feeling the same pain, or
no,
am I the only loser?
No, you're the only loser.
You know what?
Oh, okay.
It actually just told me something like
we don't want to sign him.
He wasn't interested in Liverpool.
Don't be daft.
I think he was. He was. I think we were interested in him, and I think we changed tack. We realised we don't just need 1 or 2 players; we need 4 to 6 players.
I think when Madrid came calling, he was all about Madrid.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
I think we were
I
in
do.
for it.
Maybe,
I think we said we win.
Did you watch it all? Did you read it all?
I couldn't watch it all.
They came over his house. They didn't lie to him.
I did it, yeah.
They came over, spoke to his family, and said they were 100% honest with him. He liked the project, and like we talked, a while ago.
Project.
They're gonna say
it's a project.
They're a project.
What's a project? You mean project?
Yeah, you did say project.
You did say
project. I say project.
Whatever, fucking project. Tomatoes.
You got your cleats on as well.
Fuck off.
Right, go on. Anyway, carry on.
I'll take them off in a minute and I'll smack you with them.
Yeah, they're only cleats though.
I just think maybe in the beginning he was like, Liverpool sniffing about. But when Madrid came calling, he was like, Madrid, all the way.
You don't think that the fact, and maybe it was true that it came out and said, we put this bid in. and that's the max we were going to go. And Bellingham probably wanted to come to us, and we changed tacks. Instead of us wanting to sign maybe one or two players, we realised towards the end of last season, hey, we need to spend a lot more money.
I just think it's the other way. I just think that we had been
You
told,
don't think that
we
if
had
we
been told by
offered-
his camp that he was going to Madrid?
If we offered the same money, same wages as Madrid, I bet he would have come to us.
I don't.
No, I don't.
But it's gone now, so
I don't.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I don't.
We were living in dreamland. I
Yeah,
mean,
I think
it
so.
hurts because it is like you
There's a
said.
lot of flirting, wasn't it? There was just a lot of flirting going on. You're
Well,
bringing
the
your
whole-
best shirts. You're doing your best chat blinds.
Oh,
and
look at
the whole way time.
Trent Hendo.
Yeah.
But what is Dreamland? We should be competitive for the best players in the world. We should be like your Virgils, like your Addisons, what we did.
Right, but
Like,
hang on a
we
minute.
should
but
be.
if he doesn't
I know,
wanna come-
obviously not.
But they were never, ever, at any time, one of the probably the biggest prospects maybe in the world. You can't call Mbappe a prospect. Like, you can't. They weren't at that time. They were really, really good, but they weren't at that time. And if
Virgil's a
you're gonna
world
choose-
record fee at the time until when
Right, he was.
Maguire
He was
became
playing for
the world
Southampton,
king.
mate.
Yeah, but he was
Southampton.
Virgil was sought after everyone. And
But hang on, you can't. When Virgil went to us, was nowhere near what like Bellingham was. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, you're talking a different level. I'm saying that Alisson, every club in the world, if they had the opportunity, would have signed Alisson at the time, and the same with Virgil. And the fact that we're not able to compete, it is disappointing. We know that, and we know the way FSG works, and it is disappointing that we can't, and we're having to go for that
got a
second
dodgy
and
knee
third
anyway.
tier. So
I fucking hate him.
Yeah.
Crap, innit? I'm dead happy just keeping Curtis Jones. Mbappe, where's he going?
Fucking hell. Probably stay. I'd say he'll stay. He'll stay in Paris and walk out for free in the next summer. He'll end up at Madrid, I'd say.
PSG don't want to let him though, do they? They say they will sell. They will not let him go on a free. That's the big. That's the
Yeah,
big
but
stand.
I'd say Madrid are after blowing their load on Bellingham, so
Yeah.
they're going to have to hold up for a minute, and that's where he wants to go.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, there's
nowhere
no other
else.
team.
Yeah, there's nowhere else that he can go.
I mean,
to.
well,
Maybe United, maybe, I don't know.
Well, there's one
he
team
go there?
that have, the richest club in the world that it would be a fantastic statement. I don't know if you go there, but with Newcastle enter the race, and
He's not gonna
I can't.
because there's not many teams that
not
can
gonna
afford
go
him, right?
He's going.
Mbappe leak.
There's two places he's going. He's going to stay at PSG. He's going to Real Madrid. He's not going to go
Yeah.
No chance.
Well, I mean, you get conflicting stuff, though. I mean, he's saying, like, he's not put in a transfer request and all this, and then PSG are going, well, he's been kind of talking behind our back. He's telling us lies. But they did the same thing with Messi, remember?
Yeah.
Messi had said some stuff. So I don't know what's going on. I don't really care. He's not coming anywhere near Liverpool unless
the problem
unless
have-
Madrid or PSG players in Europa League.
The problem we have is, of course, the Salah, right? It's already a couple
Oh,
today.
God,
has
here
come
we go,
up.
yeah.
Salah, the
They
PSG
met in Morocco.
things. Yeah, like that's his best mate, isn't it? Every
Who?
summer,
Yeah.
Salah
And who?
and the PSG.
Yeah, the chairman
The
or
chairman.
whatever, the owner.
But, I mean, I would expect that's going to probably happen over the next month or whatever. You're going to see the Salah PSG, but no doubt with Messi going, Neymar looks like he's probably going to go to Saudi Arabia
He's injured, isn't he?
somewhere.
Yeah.
And then this Mbappe, PSG are going to be. They need someone, two players to come in, but
I don't know about that because it looks like PSG are sort of changing sort of tactics here, right? And it looks like, and I think that's probably what's maybe holding up a couple of our deals, really, because I'd say they're sniffing around. It looks like now they're, instead of going and signing the big, Galactico fucking name,
Ugarte.
they're gonna sign, good, young, hungry, fucking up and coming guys that'll bring them forward for years to come. So I don't know whether Salah would fit that kind of that sort of project. But
Project
I don't know. I
project.
can't see Salah's not going to PSG. That's
No.
not happening.
No, he's not.
Last one, Declan Rice.
what a player! He's
Where's he
probably
going?
going to Arsenal, isn't he?
120 mil.
Arsenal, Man City are sniffing around. I think he'll still go to Arsenal.
Well, this is the thing. You've got Rice and you've got Cancedo. So I think Arsenal want one of those two, and Chelsea want one of those two. So
Cancedo feels like a
whoever's
Chelsea
gonna,
player.
I mean, Cancedo. I think Brighton put 100 and something on him.
Yeah,
That's
they're trying to
that's
get
why
the
I
few
think-
quid.
That's why I think it's mental that we got McAllister for 35 and a release
it's-
clause. But like,
Completely.
you know,
He
I mean,
signed that contract, didn't he, just before the World Cup? And obviously he got to get out clause just of some sort, which is why we were able to get a deal. Which is
I'll
fucking
be
brilliant.
I'll be surprised if that release clause is that high.
Casado.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that high. I think it'll be about 80 million.
Oh, he was the one from Brighton, the previous Casado, Basuma, who went
Yeah,
to Spurs.
yeah.
He
Look-
was the
look
one.
how well he
and
did.
He's done appalling, hasn't he?
yeah, I think Casado will probably go to Chelsea and Arsenal will get Rice.
Yeah.
They've already bid 80 mil. It got turned down. But they'll come with
They
an
have money,
improved.
Arsenal.
They'll come with an improved
it's-
offer because they're going to get rid of Xhaka.
Yeah,
I'm
it is,
pretty
yeah.
sure, and maybe
Yeah, but that's
Party.
a lot of money for. It's a lot of money for a player, isn't it?
The best
basically-
defensive midfielder in
English
the country.
tax again.
Yeah, but
English tax.
Is he better than Rodri? No, he's not. But 100 million for someone that doesn't kick the round thing in the square thing seems like a lot
Well,
of
that
Benjamin's
means,
done it.
but that also means that Arsenal mean business and they want to win the league and they want to compete, and that's what you got to pay. Unfortunately, that's what we're up against.
And then
right?
Arsenal tactics are so much different from West Ham's.
Yeah,
So I think he'll thrive at Arsenal. I really
I think
do.
he'll score
He's
a
a
lot
good
more
footballer.
goals.
He is a good
He's a great
footballer.
footballer.
He is
Not
a great
100 mil, 120 mil.
No,
that's mad.
But that's like Enzo Fernandez. He
but
wasn't worth the
we,
money
we
Chelsea
are
paid,
we
was
are
he?
in this world where
Yeah.
that's the going rate for top players. So all the best to him.
Especially English club to English club.
Yeah.
I think English club to English club, you're getting fucking screwed. You're getting roasted, no matter who you are. English club to English club, and especially those top 6 clubs, you're getting absolutely murdered.
When Chelsea won 80 million for Mason Mount, like come on. That's,
Well, Havertz as well.
you know.
It's 90.
Well, yeah, Arsenal won Havertz, didn't it? Which is an interesting
90.
one.
90 million for him.
Yeah, no,
For who?
Havertz.
Stop now. Well, yeah. Well, if
Well,
they get
they've got to
them
recoup some of the stupid money that they
fucking 90
spent.
million, he couldn't hit a fucking barn door with a banjo.
He might be alright.
He might be alright with the
Oh.
right setup. I mean, Havertz is still
He
really
still
young.
can't
Put
finish.
him in
He
Germany.
wouldn't have. He can't finish his dinner.
I mean, he scored the winning goal in the Champions League.
Hey, in the right project, he'd be alright.
In the right project, he will do well. Yeah.
I'll take my shoe off in a minute.
No, but it's a bit frustrating. To kind of go back though, it is a bit frustrating to see like Arsenal.
I'm worried though, because if he takes his shoe
Newcastle.
off, he's got cleats down there, you know, and they're pretty, you know, they're not studs, but they're cleats.
Right.
I think we need to.
Let's talk about Jack Grealish. So the past few days since winning the
Jack
Champions
the lad.
League, I like him.
What's-
He has come across.
I
Brilliant.
don't understand all the shit he's getting.
Yeah, what-
The lad just won the Champions League.
Good for
He's a
him.
terrible bad role model.
Good
though.
for him.
Oh, yeah.
No.
No,
Good
I'm
on
only
Jack
messing.
Grealish.
I'm only messing. Fair play to him. He won the treble. Go
No.
on the piss for 2 weeks.
He will
Enjoy yourself,
always
lad.
be a Villa boy through and through. He's
Yeah,
a
he
brummie. But
Nah, I'm not having it, me. I'm fucking miserable about it.
Why? What's wrong?
You're singing all that about the treble and all that, and have you won a treble? Who's that aimed at?
He didn't care. He
I
didn't
hope he
care, didn't he?
no, he
Yeah,
did make that little joke.
Exactly.
Weekend in Paradise, cheeky little bastard. About Jamie Webster's song.
Well, he was singing about have you ever won a treble? And I wonder who that's about. Anyway, I hope he
United.
goes in. I'm not asked. Like, I don't even
it's
care. I don't even
just
care
a
about
young-
City
it's
anyway.
just a young lad.
Yeah, good for him.
Having a ball.
Fuck, why are we talking about him anyway? Fucking England.
Someone brought him
It's the
up.
fucking England.
not?
Jesus Christ, we're talking
He
about
was so grumpy.
Brian Robson next.
What a player Brian Robson was. He was.
Ex-Man United captain.
Shame he was injured all the time. But he was
Gaza,
a quality player. Gaza. What a player Gaza was.
That's another pod.
That's another player.
Yeah.
That's another pod.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you haven't checked it out, Jan Mulby 3-year anniversary podcast, absolutely boss, and then Ray Houghton, class. Scored that brilliant goal against England.
Stuttgart 88.
Header, wasn't it? Right?
What a header!
Yeah.
It was a good goal. Well done.
The goal up in New York though against the Italians was class. That was fucking. They were good
living
days.
the dream. He's a legend, isn't he?
Yeah,
in
he's
Ireland?
class. Yeah, he was class. I'm lucky enough to meet him twice.
The
Probably
greatest.
doesn't
good
have
guy.
to buy a bevy, does
Yeah, no, never. After Stuttgart 88, never. Songs about it and everything.
The greatest Scotsman to play for Ireland.
Yeah, not too bad.
Good
Well,
for
look
you.
at it. It can't be any worse than Cascarino.
I know.
Oh, with the big Cockney accent on him, with the green jersey on. Huh? But look, yeah, no. Houghton was brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyways, lots of content coming this summer, isn't there, Glenn?
Yeah, Glenn.
There
What do you
is,
got
yeah.
for us, Glenn?
Every Sunday morning we are going to be putting out a pod, and it's going to be about we're going to have different guests every single week, and we're going to be talking about their experience and their childhood hero. So the first episode is with this fantastic, amazing fella over here,
Gonna
and
talk
we're going
about
to
God.
be talking about God. Yeah, so if you want to
Bring you
tune
into
in,
church.
if you want to tune in, and if you fancy that on a Sunday morning, then yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah, Sunday morning as well.
Yeah, get tuned in there for Vicar Chris. What? Let's say for the Vicar Christoph here. Anyway, fucking hell. Should have asked me now.
Anyway, like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.